Hi, I'm Health Coach Maria Hicks, and in today's video is about cholesterol. We're going to talk all about cholesterol, what it is, and how we can reduce high cholesterol through diet and lifestyle. We're also going to be in the kitchen showing some foods and also doing a cooking demo. We're also going to talk about exercise and all things related to cholesterol. And now we're in the kitchen, and I have my friend Colleen here.
Hello.
And we're going to be doing some cooking together today and talking specifically about cholesterol and reducing cholesterol through some foods and some little tips and tricks that you can do to make your meal a little lower in fat. Okay, and so Colleen, I know we were talking earlier and you were sharing with me that cholesterol is something that you're concerned about, or you're starting to look at, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Cholesterol, seems to be the big thing, and I always like to figure out what can I do to have that I can make on my own that's low in cholesterol, and I'm never sure what to use.
Okay, or what foods to...
Exactly.
Yes. Well, that's common. I work with a lot of people that are looking to lower their cholesterol. So if you have high cholesterol, you can definitely lower it through your diet and your lifestyle. And if you're on the brink of high cholesterol, like you are, you're really wanting to take some proactive steps to avoid high cholesterol. And we can definitely do that through diet. The number one reason for high cholesterol is a diet high in saturated fat, cholesterol, and trans fat. So all those cookies and pastries and high fat meats, heavy animal products in your diet, and lots of cholesterol. Those add that plaque buildup in your arteries. But there's ways that we can lower it through the diet. And one big tip is a high fiber diet. So if I give one piece of nutrition advice to my clients and people I work with, it's focus on fiber. And why do we want to focus on fiber? Is because it is filling and you're forced to eat more plant foods. So I know, do you like fruits and vegetables and whole grains?
I do actually like the vegetables and fruits and stuff, and I'm starting to acquire a taste for whole grains.
Okay, good.
So.
And so tell me a little bit about your current breakfast right now.
Well, I could probably be better on that. I've been trying, but I mainly do peanut butter toast sometimes in the morning, and sometimes I try to get oatmeal in, but I'm not very good about that.
Okay. So she said try to get oatmeal. So Colleen is making some great changes to her diet right now to really watch that cholesterol level. And I'm going to show you, I have my oatmeal right here, and oatmeal is a phenomenal way to start your day. So oatmeal is high in fiber, and it is low in fat and cholesterol, and it's actually proven, oatmeal is proven to help lower cholesterol when you eat it consistently. So I know you said you did some toast, and you said sometimes you do you told me earlier, sometimes you do a donut for breakfast, but is oatmeal something that you could get in on a daily basis?
I could see me doing that if I put in a good effort towards it. I think I could do that.
Okay, good. And this is a great way to lower your cholesterol. Why? Because, like I said, fiber's filling, and you eat fewer calories in fat when you focus on fiber. You're forced to eat plant foods and fruits and vegetables and whole grains and beans. All these things are naturally low in fat and low in cholesterol. Also, fiber helps to bind with cholesterol in the body and take it out of the body before it's absorbed. So that's our next tip we're going to talk about. Is we're actually going to cook just a simple meal together. Okay, we're gonna cook some tacos together. Okay, but we're gonna jazz them up a little bit, and we're gonna add some fiber. Okay, how does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our pan here, and we will start with a little bit of olive oil. Do you use olive oil right now?
I do.
Okay, so olive oil is our healthier oil. It's full of monounsaturated fats, and so we're going to use a little bit of our oil here.
It needs to be a little bit like how much are you putting in there?
Good question. You know what I do is I just take my olive oil and I'll just dump it in just like that. But my one big tip of the day when it comes to olive oil is you pour some olive oil in the pan, okay, and then just take some paper towel and smear it around So you coat, have you ever done this?
No, I
No?
have not.
Okay, great. So this is a good tip for you,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is, because I never know how much to put in, and I know you're not supposed to put too much, and then I'm never sure if I have enough or if I have too much.
Right, exactly.
I've never done that. Okay.
Exactly, because even though this is healthy oil, it's still oil and it's still fat. So we can't just use olive oil liberally all over our food.
Right.
Because it is a healthy fat, but it's still fat. So we still want to watch the portion for this. So what we do, a tip, is you just smear it around with a paper towel. That way you coat the entire pan, and any excess is soaked up in the paper towel. So then you're saving yourself some fat right here. Okay? But your food's not going to stick. All right?
Gotcha.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we have the oil in our pan right now, and we're going to do the beef tacos, but we're going to add the fiber to them. So you still get the taste of the beef tacos. So we have some beef right here, and what we want to do is look for the leanest possible beef. And so we have our beef, and the great thing is, when you add beans to your tacos with the beef, is that you can actually save some money because you actually use less beef. So instead of, if traditionally you would use what, maybe a pound of beef for your beef tacos?
Yeah, and I never know for sure, is ground beef or ground sirloin better?
Well, either one. You
Okay.
want to look for whatever you prefer, and then you want to look for just the leanest possible beef.
All right.
You can get the 10% fat or 15% fat or the 7% fat, saturated fat. Go for the leanest. But whatever you use, you're going to use less with these beef tacos. So it's not going to really matter too much. So if you used to using a pound of beef or 2 pounds of beef, just cut that in half. And so here we just have, usually I would make beef tacos with a pound of beef. And so today I'm just using a half a pound of beef, and I'm going to brown it up with that little bit of oil. And the great thing is I'm going to add now some black beans. So now these are beef bean tacos. Okay, so have you ever made beef bean tacos?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I've never actually made tacos.
Okay,
That's
so
new
this
for me.
this is good.
Yes.
So black beans, do you like black beans?
I have no idea.
Okay, so you're gonna use, if you're new to beans, learn to love beans, because beans are incredibly inexpensive. They're a great source of fiber, and they're a great source of protein too. And they're naturally low in fat, and they have much fewer calories than your beef, okay?
Yeah.
So half a cup of beans has like 8 or 9 grams of fiber and only 150 calories. So you really can't beat it. So what we're gonna do is just add our beans right to the beef. And now we have this wonderful mixture, but we've really cut back on the saturated fat and the cholesterol in here. And we added the fiber, and we kept the protein content there. But the great thing is the fiber and the beans with the beef, and when you eat it, your body, the fiber binds with some of the cholesterol in this beef and takes it out of the body before it's absorbed. So you can't beat it. So you're really cutting back on the cholesterol when you make the beef and bean tacos. And now we're gonna put the seasoning in it. So then we just add some seasoning, whatever kind of seasoning you want, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna put some seasoning right in there, and then we will stir it up here. So the great thing is you still have the taste of the beef, you have the beans, and a lot of times if you have children, your kids don't even know the difference. Don't tell them you put beans in there. Don't say, hey kids, I put beans in their nice high fiber tacos, because they're not gonna like it. So,
They're gonna run away.
but all you gotta do is have the beef, the beans, the seasoning, you get the taco taste, and nobody even knows the difference when you make it, when you put it all together then.
It smells really good.
Yeah, so it smells really good. So we have our beef and our beans, and then we have all our toppings over here as well. So we have our hard shells. You can do hard shells, or you can do the flour tortilla shells. But if you're gonna do flour shells, look for the lower fat, because some flour shells, if you look, have to read the food labels, because sometimes they're made with lard, and there's 10 or 12 grams of fat in one shell. So we want to find the tortillas that are lowest in fat. So look on those labels, okay? And then we have salsa, we have our lettuce, we have our tomatoes, and then we have our avocado. And
I'm not familiar with avocado because I normally don't buy that, so I have no idea how you get into it or how you open it or anything.
Okay, great question. A lot of people are like, they avoid avocados because they don't like the look of it, or they had a bad experience with it, or whatnot. But avocados, this is what's going to replace your cheese. Okay, so we have the beef bean tacos. We want to cut out, if you're looking to reduce your cholesterol, and we want to really watch the cheese. It's high in saturated fat, high in cholesterol, so we want to watch that cheese, use a very limited amount, or take it out altogether. So my tacos, there's no cheese anywhere on my tacos, but instead I will use avocado because it's a good source of monounsaturated fats, and it's also a great source of fiber. So the whole thing about when we're watching our cholesterol, think fiber, more fiber in the diet. And avocado has about 12 grams of fiber for one medium avocado.
So by having that and not having your cheese,
Yeah.
you're not going to miss your cheese because you're going to love that.
Yeah, you're gonna love this because this is gonna be creamy and it's still fat, but it's the good fat and you've got the fiber as well, okay? And it's gonna add that just decadent taste to it without the cheese, okay? And a lot of times with all the toppings, the salsa, the avocado, the guacamole, the tomatoes, a lot of people just put cheese on just because that's what they do and that's what they've been taught. But a lot of times when I ask people, do you really even taste the cheese or do you miss the cheese? They don't. So now I'm cutting our avocado. And the easiest way to do it is just take your knife and you're just gonna cut around it like so. And this is gonna be really easy. Then you open it up. There we go. And we have the pit, so obviously you wanna take the pit out. Don't be afraid to get your hands in here. Just make sure your hands are clean. And then you take your spoon and you just take out the middle, just like this. And that's all you gotta do. And you're just going to mash it up with your fork, like so. And so I've added the tomatoes to the guacamole, so I made our own little homemade guacamole. And it's so easy to do. You can add your lemon juice, you can add garlic, sea salt, any kind of spices that you'd like to add to it. Okay, it's up to you. So that's why I love making my own instead of buying it pre-made, because I can add my own seasonings to it.
That's always nice. Homemade is much better.
Yes, it tastes better when it comes out of your own hands and your own home. And then I cut up some tomato, and so I added tomatoes, so now we have our lovely fresh guacamole, okay? And we have our salsa here, and we have our lettuce. And instead of using just regular iceberg lettuce, you can use romaine. It's going to be a little bit healthier. You can use spinach, even healthier. But today I have some arugula. And if you've ever tried that, it tastes a little bit bitter, but it has a really good taste when you add the guacamole and the salsa as well. Okay? So let's build a taco and let's give it a try. Okay. All right, Colleen, you ready to try our healthier tacos?
I'm very excited about it.
Okay, so we're just going to take some of the mixture, pour it right in there. Make sure you get a lot of those beans in there as well. And then we don't have the cheese, but we're going to use some of our healthier version here of guacamole, our homemade guacamole. And then we'll add some diced tomatoes. A little bit of our arugula, something new and different. Okay. And then we will top it with our low sodium salsa. Or if you want to get creative, we made our own guacamole. You can actually make your own salsa as well. So there you go.
And then I'll give you that one.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, give it a try.
That's tasty.
Is it good?
Yes.
All right.
I like it.
So are you missing the cheese at all?
No.
You're not?
No.
Great.
I'm not.
Good. So it's just a little twist on your tacos. Remember, take out some of the fat, add some of the beans, you're adding the fiber. Try it without cheese and try adding some avocado instead. And then get a little playful with your lettuce. Instead of just plain old lettuce, arugula, romaine, spinach, even some diced chopped kale, any kind of green would work well. Your diced tomatoes, your hard shells, or your soft flour tortillas, and you have a wonderful, healthy, flavorful meal.
Yes.
And you're cutting back on some of the fat and cholesterol in it.
Well, I thank you so much for showing me this, because I will try this at home. It's really tasty.
Great. And I want everyone to try this at home. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching today's video on cholesterol education. Remember, watch the saturated fat, the trans fat, and the cholesterol that you're getting in from the diet. Look to add more fiber foods. Fiber helps lower your cholesterol, and exercise to control your weight or lose